All right, so let's go ahead and jump in and go through the different tools that we'll be using during a Dungeons and Dragons session. Now you will be using 4 different tools, one of which you will only install once initially and hopefully never have to worry about again. That is this Beyond 20 Chrome extension. Basically, you just Google Beyond 20, it should be the first thing that pops up. You'll install this onto Chrome, and then it should appear up here with your other extensions. Once that's installed, D&D Beyond and Roll20 will be able to communicate between the two, and I'll show you what that looks like in a bit. The other thing that you'll need is D&D Beyond, which I know you all have because I've seen your character sheets, so that's pretty simple to understand. You'll also need Discord. That's going to be our voice chat while we're playing the games. And then you'll need Roll20 itself. That's going to be our virtual tabletop so that we can all see our maps and tokens and enemies, all of those sorts of things. Okay? So let's go ahead and jump into D&D Beyond first, because that's going to be the easiest to go over. Once you log in, you'll see this main screen, and you'll go to your collections, go to My Characters, and you'll want to view your particular character sheet. And once that loads up, there's lots of information here. Now, if you've never played a Dungeons and Dragons game, you could probably be a little overwhelmed by the amount of information that's listed here, but I'll go through and explain that in detail in a later video. Finally, we have Roll20 itself. Once you log in, you'll see all the games that you have available. You just click on the game that you want to load, and once you go into the game, it's not activated until you click Launch Game. Once you select Launch Game, it'll start loading in your browser. It'll take a few moments. And now you'll actually see a gridded map showing whatever the scenario is that I've put you in, whether it be a dungeon or a town, whatever the case may be. It'll have a grid system, there'll be tokens, there's going to be a chat system on the side. I'll explain all of that later. But essentially, this is your interface. More or less all that you're going to need to know within Roll20 itself is this chat window when rolls appear. And that's going to be coming over from D&D Beyond. So if you have the Beyond 20 Chrome extension added, what will happen is you'll come over here to a spell, you'll cast on your VTT button, and then that will take a few moments. You can see it's rolling there, and then it'll show here. It'll show that my screen name in Roll20. It'll then show my character name. It'll tell me all the information about the spell. It'll show the roll information. So actually, if you hover over it, you can see the math that it uses, the 1d20 plus 7, which I believe is my proficiency bonus. And then it also gives me my damage output. So all of that does it for you. So really, you don't need to do anything in the chat other than just you can scroll through and see. Me as the Dungeon Master can see what you rolled, or you can see what others rolled. Also, if you're in the middle of a battle, there will be a turn order view here. So that's essentially telling you who is up next and what order people go in. That's based off of your initiative. Again, I'll go over that later. But this is essentially all you need to know for Roll20, more or less. Now, there are some other fun features that you can use that are optional. I won't go into them right now. I just wanted to give you a basic overview of the tools and what they're going to look like. I like to have them in 2 different windows side by side so that I can quickly swap back and forth. I'm on a big screen with a Mac, so that makes it a little bit easier. But set up however you want. There's no real need to have it in any particular way form. Even if it's just 2 tabs that you bounce back and forth, that's fine. But essentially, you will want to have every night that we play, you'll want these 3 tools. You'll want Roll20 to be able to view the virtual tabletop, to see the other characters and monsters that are going on. You'll want to have D&D Beyond up for your character sheet so that you can do all of your rolls. Everything that's here you can click to roll. You can see a little B button there. That means that you can roll it within. When you click that button, it'll pop it over into Roll20. And then you'll need your Discord chat so that we can actually verbally communicate throughout the game. So that's just a brief overview of the tools. I'll go into more detail of both Roll20 and D&D Beyond in a later video.